Welcome, everybody. This is another edition of our unpassive weekly chat with Engineer Mike OJONGTAMBIA. With us today, we have a very special guest. I don't have the credibility or I don't have the language to introduce him. I'll leave that to our able moderator for tonight. But welcome, everybody. Those who are watching on YouTube, those who are watching on Facebook, we say welcome. I want to thank you for being here every day with us. Thank you, everybody. So for tonight is session number 87, and the topic is a very big one. Remember, we've done this topic here before, just us, but we wanted somebody who understands this ecosystem. I met him actually. His videos were one of the videos that inspired me and burned me in fire in what I am doing today in Unpassive. I want to say thank you to him all the time. The topic is very educative one, very a topic that you will never forget. This day of today. Today is the 31st of July, and the day that our contest is ending. So it says, how will Unpassive ecosystem change us founders? And also, how will it change the world? Two parts. How will it change us founders? And how will it change the world? So we have done this before here. Today in the panel, we have our moderator for tonight is none other than Queen Debbie McCormick, chiming in from the United States of America. Welcome, Mama Debbie. Good evening. And I will skip over to our other panelist, Dr. Benny Blessing Tinglet from the Chevy Chase, United States of America. I will go again to our other Queen Dr. Patience Ajongwen from where she's chiming in from New Jersey, United States. And my own sister right here from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, Queen Jennifer Dickinson. Welcome, Jennifer. We'll miss you. Welcome here. So for tonight, I am not talking anymore. I'll just hand it over to our moderator to take it over, introduce our special guest, and we'll dive in straight up to the topic. Welcome, everybody. Sit comfortably and listen to this knowledge. I call him the Unpassive Encyclopedia, if you know that. Thank you, sir. Welcome.
Wow, 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 wow. Our king and brother, Engineer Mike, thank you foremost for giving us this opportunity and the platform to be able to share our views with our live viewers and those who will view afterwards. And we take this opportunity to welcome Brother Jeffrey Morlock. We welcome you with our hearts. And for those of you who do not know him or who may know him, I have to say just a very few brief words about him. He is the voice for the voiceless. There are so many people in our unpassive journey who do not speak. And Brother Jeffrey is the one person who will speak on their behalf. Regardless of your shade, whether you're chocolate, you're amber, you're orange, he will speak on your behalf. The voice of the voiceless. That's what we call him. And for those who may not know him, I started following him when I joined Unpassive, and he is that pioneer person who brought to us the ebook during the days of Go Founders. If you did not know Go Founders, now you know about it. Because there are some people who joined during the days of all founders with pending positions, or when the subscription had ended in a year ago. So you may not know of what Go Founders mean. But the ebook was the one thing that used to educate us on what we had to do and we have to do. He has a lot of things that he has shared with each and every one of us, or anyone who wanted to listen. And not just by him attending webinars, but on the YouTube channels. And that's how I learned a lot about Unpassive. I mean, me personally, and I encourage others to also listen. I share some of his videos. And one of the things that he has, which I really liked personally, is the conscious business aspect of it. He has something about conscious business, and we are in this together. But the topic for today is, how will the unpassive ecosystem change us founders and the rest of the world? He is that one person who will answer all of this in his own words. And we're going to give him that opportunity to share with us. So please, viewers, we call upon you. If you have any questions for him, just be brief and straight to the point. Put it in the chat, and we'll make sure we share it with him so he can respond to you. But in the interim, we're going to say the microphone. Welcome once more, Brother Jeffrey Morlock, the voice for the voiceless. We welcome you wholeheartedly. The microphone is yours. And please, as always, do your thing and let our viewers know what you think. Over to you, Sir Jeffrey Morlock.
Well, I'll tell you what. I listen to you guys and I look at this and I don't know how anybody cannot enjoy this. I am loving this and loving seeing you guys and Engineer Mike. I had to flip a coin because I thought, am I going to put a tie on? I thought, you know what? Mike's too handsome. I ain't going to let him show me up. So I put a tie on and you don't have a tie on. I'm like, oh, you got me. But that's all right because life is good. I mean, we need to have some standards and life is good. And I want to thank each and every one of you here. I'm beside myself to be here. And I'm loving it. But I'm going to rat you out a little bit here, Mike. You guys didn't know it, but when I asked Mike this afternoon, I said, well, how much time do I got back? And he came back and said, about 20 minutes. And I thought, piece of cake, man, too easy. So I went back and told him that. And then he said, well, then speak for 30 minutes. And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I mean, I can do that too. But he upped the game on me thinking, all right, we ain't going to let him off too easy. So I went back and forth with him a little bit. And I'm just loving being here. And I thought, you know what, let's take the opportunity tonight to really have a carte blanche, A to Z. This is what's going on. So I went back and I said, I think I can keep it under 30 minutes if I answer 3 questions. The first one is, what is Unpassive? The second one is, how is Unpassive going to change your life? And the third one is, how is Unpassive going to change the world? So before I get into that, though, I did want to thank each and every one of you for allowing me to be here and to talk and just to, like you say, in my own words. Ooh, hang on just a second. I got to go shut that door so I don't wake my bride up. One moment. I am so sorry about that. I didn't know the door was open. And, well, there's 2 doors between her and me, and I tend to get a little excited. So guess what? That's where I am. I want to thank. I was looking in the chats here just a minute ago, and I saw Mario, my friend Mario. Thank you so much, Mario, for all the support and the encouragement over the years. You and I have gone back and forth, and I certainly appreciate that. And everybody else in the chat there. And I just am so glad to be able to be here and to just get this thing going. I want to have some fun, and I want good questions. And everybody's got answers. I'm not the only one on this platform here. Each and every one of us all have certain information that we know, things that we've learned and picked up, and we're all valuable, and we're all significant, and we're all part of this big thing that we call On Passive. So life is pretty good for all of us. So let me go ahead and get started with the first thing on the agenda here, which is what is On Passive. Oh, and by the way, I will, Michael, I'm going to make a video of tonight's interactions with us. And it's going to have a complete PowerPoint, and just like I used to do the big videos, with lots of information. And this will be made available to you and anybody else that wants it, as well as the PowerPoints and the script. So just know that that's coming, and we're going to have a lot of fun tonight, I hope. So anyway, what is On Passive? Well, On Passive is an AI IT company. Does a lot of different things through, a lot of its arms, its legs, if you will. Its data centers, innovation labs, manufacturing facilities, and especially, as we were talking about earlier, its digital ecosystem, right? And it's also got corporate offices on several continents, memberships in more than 200 countries. I mean, we're already massive. And as such, On Passive is already changing millions of lives. It's already started. We know that we've got more than 1 million active founder accounts, and we also know that he's been adding, Mr. MUFAREH has been adding lots of members, I guess, for lack of a better word, kind of from all the marketing we've been doing. So we're already changing lives, and look at all the things that we've done and all the webinars that are out, and happening. So it's not a question of are we going to. The question becomes, is our life, is your life one of the ones being changed, right? Now, concerning the AI and IT part of our company, On Passive build what we call fully independent software. It just means it's automatic, right? That's marketed as a service. The SaaS that we hear about, that's software as a service. And because it's marketed this way, the user, the founders, the users, right, our members never need to worry about updates or anything else. And through this service, which is integrated into the larger system, right, with the latest AI software technologies, what we call the OES, the On Passive ecosystem, On Passive offers true online solutions for achieving success. We used to say we're going to gently force your success, right? And that's no matter how you define it, right? How you define success is how you define it, but you're going to find it with On Passive. And that system, the ecosystem, is a collection of digital AI-driven products that are all interconnected so that they work rather flawlessly together. And they become what we call a digital touch point for our everyday life, right? This is to say that when we go into through the single sign-on into the OES, which the user can access everything needed for a successful online experience from that one platform, the OES, and everything, whether it's business or education, hobbies, human resources, charity, analytics, marketing, sales, communication, graphics, conferencing, webinars, finance, social media, whatever it is, right? We've got it in. I mean, the point is, if you need it for online success, no matter what success is to you, On Passive either has it or will have it, since they're continually improving and expanding the digital ecosystem. And they'll be doing that for years. That's why we've got the innovation lab set up and a lot of other things. So if there's some folks that aren't aware of what a digital ecosystem actually is, it's a shared system that adopts and integrates various technological systems or technology systems, excuse me, into organizational and social settings. I mean, that's the big deal right there, right? And it's got properties of self-organization, scalability, and sustainability. Excuse me. Now we've heard Mr. MUFAREH talk about these three things quite a bit. And those terms actually also describe on passive. So, I mean, we're at the right place at the right time. When we start looking at digital ecosystems, they have been inspired by natural ecosystems, but the digital ones, as you may probably already know, are used in computer and entertainment industries, and that's why on passive, as a IT AI company, I mean the creme de la creme of companies, that's why we've got our own digital ecosystem, which is much better than anybody else's out there, to be sure. And we'll get into some reasons why. Now, because they make up such an ecosystem, our products provide a lot more value than they would otherwise. And all of the digital products that are found in the SaaS subscription model that we use, they're all integrated and automated through AI, right? And they can be accessed from within the OnPassive ecosystem through, as we mentioned earlier, a single sign-on. And the bottom line is this: if you do anything online, no matter what it is, the OnPassive ecosystem represents your single best way to achieve success. And just for clarity, I'm defining success as having the time and the money to do what you want to do when you want to do it. And that go back to Catmo. If some of you guys may remember Catmo, it was interesting how he brought that whole Catmo thing up, wasn't it? Anyway, I'm simply saying that the OnPassive system can be used to free up your time and to earn an income. It frees up time in that we don't have to go looking for products, because everything we need for any online presence is going to be located in that one place, the OES, right? There's nothing to download, and you access it via the dashboard of your OES. And there are no third-party players to mess around with. We don't have to configure products or figure out how to get them to work to each other, right? What's more is the time spent creating your site or your marketing or whatever normally that you would do, it's reduced to like minutes on the hour because of the AI-driven automation. You may remember Mr. MUFAREH 3 years ago when he talked about this. He said, look, you know, our plan is that instead of spending all your time going and creating and changing your website, you log on for 20 minutes a day and you're done, you know? And so you're not spending 6 or 8 hours a day doing whatever most people do to maintain whatever it is they do. And this means if you've got a business, your marketing, sales, and everything else is done for you, as well as all the software that you're using for your sites and all that. And if you don't have a business, but you would like an income, then you can become a reseller of your OnPassive product suite, obviously, meaning that when you subscribe to a product, then you can also become a reseller of that product, which also includes a done-for-you marketing and sales process that drops earnings into your own digital wallet from the comfort of your own dashboard within the OES. So instead of asking, I suppose, if OnPassive can change your life, let me ask you this. If you had all the time and all the money you wanted, right, to do what you wanted to do, what would you be doing with your life? My guess is it'd be a lot different. You'd make a whole lot of changes, right? So getting back to the ecosystem, it's quite factually, it's an abbreviated internet. And by that, I simply mean that there's nothing that you can do outside of the ecosystem that you won't be able to do from inside the ecosystem. And there are advantages in the way that it's been put together. I mean, it's rather genius, I believe. As an example, now, when you use tools like Wkly to develop a website, you know, a web presence, which the AI will do for you if you want, right? You're going to have every other tool that you need at your fingertips to make that happen because it's all integrated. You get everything: the domain name, the control panel, dashboard, URL tracking, VPN, security, right? High definition graphics libraries, web analytics, just tons of stuff, right? I mean, there's a lot more, but not to mention all the reporting features that go along with it. And because of its sophisticated integration, each component, right, each product or tool in the ecosystem is going to be connected functionally to all the other products and tools. So the entire ecosystem actually functions as a single, very robust online solution. That's the genius of it. You know, instead of giving you all the components of a car, they give you a car and then you're off to the races. You got everything you need. Now, the on-passive ecosystem in this way could be viewed, can be viewed as an amazing singular product. Obviously, it's going to simplify our lives simply because of the way that it's been made and the ease of use. Its tools and products, its financial structure, it also includes a unique compensation plan, sophisticated AI backbone that runs everything. I mean, everything from the digital platforms, the connectivity to the commission structure to the vendor integration, right? The KYC protocols, all the way to your own personal digital wallet that's linked to everything inside the ecosystem financially through AI, as well as a digital gateway to your banking preference, you know, whatever it is you use outside, whether fiat or crypto, because it's all there together. It's all accessible in the OES, which is your digital touch point. Now, this integrated connectivity that runs through all of the EOS runs through everything in OnPassive. We are AI and IT. That's what they do, right? And it's done by machine learning and other AI technology and software. It's literally a one-stop shop for everything that we need for our daily life, right? To help us get that freedom that I mentioned earlier. And all under one roof. You don't have to go anywhere to get anything. There's no cause to worry. All the tools work together since they're built to work together, right? I mean, every digital product in this ecosystem was created from the ground up to work with each other. As each was created, it's plugged in. So it's absolutely incredible. And this means that it's obviously made with cutting edge futuristic technology without any third party stuff to be sweating the load over. So I know that was a lot, but let's get to another question here, which is probably near and dear to us. And that's, how exactly is all of this stuff that I just talked about, how is that going to change our lives? What's that going to do for Jeffrey? What's this going to do for Deb or for Mike or Mario or any of the folks? What is it going to do for the founder base or even the members, right? Well, in short, it's going to change it, and it's going to change it primarily through that digital ecosystem, through its products, because that's the point at which our lives, right, interact or commingle, if you will, with the digital world, much like we're doing now. Now, keep in mind that the ecosystem is supported by every other leg of OnPassive I mentioned earlier, which includes the InnoLabs, the data centers, and even the facilities that we're going to be using for manufacturing physical products, which, by the way, we're doing. But we don't need to know a lot about that. Just know that everything done in those places support future innovations that are going to be brought forward commercially and made available to us primarily through the OnPassive ecosystem, where there will eventually be dozens of products that we'll access through that single sign-on we mentioned earlier, right? So it doesn't matter where you live or how successful you are now or whatever you do online, you know, whether it's hobbies or art or business or education or charity or whatever. It doesn't even matter if you have an online business or not. The only thing that matters is your desire and your willingness to plug that desire into a system that can help make your passion come to life. Now, this is where the rubber meets the road, so to speak, okay? The OnPassive ecosystem is going to provide several ways for you to be able to follow your passion, to help you do what really excites you. And that's how it's going to change our lives, right? And this is important because our passion is our compass, so to speak. It shows us or points to our true north, our calling, our purpose in life. And when we're following that, right, when we're doing what we love to do, success in that area is going to chase you down and overtake you, period. That's just the way it works. And that is what OnPassive has been created to do. It was created, right, to help us get that success by following our passion, and it's given us the tools to allow us to follow that passion no matter what it is. And this is to say, look, if you're already successful, On Passive can make you more successful through their, better products, lower costs, easy to use, targeted marketing and follow up. Yeah, On Passive provides, and it's part of the deal. It's in the subscription. Can provide you with traffic, sales, and the financial systems to support everything you're doing. It's all in the OES. And if you have no business or income opportunity right now, but you want one, On Passive can provide a simple business model that allows you to passively create a lucrative residual, big word, income over time through the resale of its products and services, to include the marketing and sales. I mean, we used to say done for you all the time, and wow, it really is done for you. I mean, this is something that is phenomenal. And the way that it's been brought up has just been nothing short of genius. But I mean, either way, On Passive allows you to follow your passion while freeing up your time and money to happily live your life. And in this way, it's going to either make you successful or it's going to make you more successful in whatever way you happen to define that. And that speaks directly, again, how it's going to, or to how it will change your life. I mean, it really doesn't get much nicer, much easier. I remember Mr. MUFAREH a couple of years ago. He was on a webinar and he came right out and he said, look, if you can't make it with On Passive, you better pack it in, because you ain't going to make it in life, And I'm not going to say that, but you understand what I'm saying. This thing has been made so easy and literally forces you, if you're in it, you're going to win it. It will force you to be successful. And eventually you're going to be very, very well off. And I'll let it go at that. So I think the third question would be like, how is On Passive going to change the world? I get how it's going to help me and my family, but how's it going to change the world? And answering this is probably a little more involved than just talking about benefits for the founders and users. We should remember, I suppose, that On Passive is a giant company, and it's got a mission to lift humanity. For those that have not seen or read the mission statement, I would certainly recommend going and doing that and really looking at what it says, because that bottom line, the last line talks about it having the effect of a global stimulus plan. I mean, think about what that's saying, right? So anyway, it's a big company. It's got the mission of lifting humanity, and that underlying premise is going to be the primary mechanism through which we will change the world. And in this, there are several components that will all add to, us being able to fulfill that goal and to see it through to fruition, right? Firstly, we've got On Passive with a foundational corporate philosophy that dictates we do what's right because it's right. It's a corporate philosophy that was birthed straight out of the heart of Ash MUFAREH, and it's got compassion at its core, and it assumes a follow-up with compassionate action for not only corporate, staff and engineers, but for the founders as well. Now, keeping this in mind, the first way On Passive is changing the world is through its generosity. And there's no clearer picture of this, in my opinion, than the fact that they've created everything they are already, right, on their own dime. They gave early adapters an opportunity to become founders at a crazy, insane low price. They've never since charged us another penny, even though the company's grown 1,000-fold in the last 4 years. Additionally, now this is pretty good, right? They placed us, the founders, in a profit sharing plan, right, program. They came up with a very unique, very generous compensation plan. And if that wasn't enough, The founder payments are actually being returned to us as subscription costs for the first 3 months. I mean, to make it more incredible, OnPassive is now offering, full monetary refunds for those that would want them, while being able to keep their founder position. I mean, absolutely unbelievable. There is no company in the history of companies on earth that I'm ever aware of that has done anything close to this. And OnPassive generosity is further seen in the cost for all the members that we're going to see flooding into us, right? Because in as much as these are superior products we offer, they're all linked together. They're also available at the lowest fair market price of any other like or similar tool on the planet, right? And this goes without saying that there really is nothing like us, right? And nobody can really compare to what we offer, simply because the cutting edge technology, the AI automation, the integrated characteristics, and the high value, low cost of the system. Wow. I mean, man alive. I mean, for everybody that wants to, a way is available that makes it affordable. And in pointing to changing the world, we must keep in mind that all these things have been put together for the benefit of members, so the members can be successful. And that success translates directly to OnPassive's mission of lifting humanity by the abundance of each and every one of us. Each member, right, is going to achieve that abundance, and abundance enough to eventually have excess, and we'll be able to share, each and every one of us, including members eventually. I mean, founders they're going to be substantially better off right out of the gate, but we're going to be able to share with others out of our abundance, thereby lifting others to our level or to our standard. I mean, can you imagine? Wow. Can you imagine the effect it's going to have on the world when you've got founders, however many there are, I mean, or a good portion of them, 500,000, 1 million, whatever, earning more than they need and giving away excess in their local communities? Or even better, can you imagine 1 billion or more members all achieving success with abundance so as to positively affect their economy at the city or state levels? I mean, think about this. Talk about a rising tide. That's a global tide. And when you start having, I'll use the word rich people or abundant people, wealthy people, as a touch point for their economies, for their local communities, where they're giving of their excess, man, that's pure magic, Wow. I mean, of course, we don't want to forget about OBless. Now, that platform is directly used to bless humanity. I mean, that's what it was created for. And it should go without saying, there's going to be millions of people, not just the company that's going to be using OBless around the globe. It's going to move billions of dollars. Additionally, we've got these innovation labs that are working on new technologies, inventions, the revamping of existing technologies and products. I'm telling you, Ash has got some real smart people working for him, folks. And as things roll out of these labs, man, when they're put into products that are being made by our manufacturing facilities, yeah, we've got now manufacturing facilities, right? And I say all this, because there's going to be a lot of stuff coming out of those labs, inventions, new products, improvements on existing tech that humanity needs. And some of these are already under production. All of them will be affordable in every part of the world. Additionally, OnPassive's going to be producing products similar to those that are already available in the market. Now, the difference being, our products are going to be much better and far less expensive, right? Now, OnPassive, in its endeavors, through everything they're doing, conglomerately, right, is going to level the economic playing field, and it's going to lead the way globally for other companies to do what's right for humanity as well, rather than just focusing on profit and perhaps making a few at the top of their pyramid rich, right? I mean, throughout, OnPassive is going to put in motion a massive decentralization of wealth that produces a byproduct of perpetually increasing distribution of global abundance and the lifting of the human condition. And I hope that highlighting some of these things, some of these waves that on passive is going to be changing our lives and our world has gotten you a bit excited and maybe open our mind up to what our potential is and where we're going with this. I would also encourage you, I think it was 360 last week, Mr. MUFAREH came on and he was talking about some things, and he was talking about money and expected earnings. I would recommend going back and listening to that, because man, you know, he really got the DreamWorks going on that particular show. So I'm going to let it drop right here, and just I want to thank you for letting me share these ideas and just talk with you kind of candidly for a few minutes. And let the questions begin, and let's have a lot of fun. Thank you.
Wow, Brother Jeffrey, thank you so much. That energy is what we needed. And you brought it us to end the month of July as we start the month of August. How amazing. You were so strategically planned to join us today, and we appreciate you so much. Uh, I know I saw a couple of comments about people who joined from listening to your videos about 3 years ago that were posted in the back office on YouTube. And they are still going to continue listening to that. So I was just curious, but I don't want to take time. We have panelists here. I would like to hear from them before I proceed with whatever observation I had from your presentation, which we truly appreciate. But I would like to know, Brother Jeffrey, from you, when you were making those videos at that time, and what is now based on the evolution of on passive with the various stages, just in a nutshell, what do you think, whatever you had at that time and what we have now, have you seen a significant change, or it's going at a snail pace, or what are your views? Because now it's a bigger thing now, the ecosystem which you just talked about, compared to where you were when you're making those videos out trying to entice people to join. Where do you see the before and now? Over to you, sir.
Wow, that's that's a loaded question there. I can talk for a while on that. So let me put it this way. When we first started, I was a skeptic when we first started. I didn't really think that he could do what was being purported that he was going to do. And as we moved forward, our plan, we had this little budget, $100,000 budget, right? And he was going to make a marketing platform. And in 3 months, we were going to launch, and we were going to target, maybe 200 million marketers globally over the next 3 years. Wow. Things started going and growing. And the momentum, before we even left 2018, we had already surpassed anything that Mr. MUFAREH thought that we were going to do as far as the founder base. He figured 3,000 to 5,000. By January 2019, we were up in double-digit thousands, and it wasn't slowing down. He had to stop and rethink, right? That's what we do. We start doing a project, and whoa, this is a lot bigger. I better rethink what I'm doing. If I go out to build my barn and I run into problems, all right, let me stop. Let me think about what I'm doing, and then attack it from a different angle, bring in heavier beams, whatever. He had to do that several times. Every quarter almost, he had to, at least 2 or 3 times that first year, or 2019, he had to reevaluate and redo the plan and put more money in. It grew at such a phenomenal rate, and things were changing so fast. We were privileged at that time, Deborah, to be really involved at the base of it, because we could see what was going on and we understood it. Unfortunately, the last couple of years, of most 80% of the changes we haven't seen because it's all been corporate changes, and the corporate company has grown massively. I mean, we went from 150 employees to well over 500 in that time. I mean, we changed 3 office buildings. You know, you went from Calcutta to Bangalore, and from Bangalore, you went to High-Tech City, Hyderabad. And then you started, I mean, all bets were off. Man, when we hit Singapore and we Bangladesh, and then, now we're in Egypt. And I mean, it went crazy, but we couldn't see it so much. So when it seemed like a lull, there was a lot going on that we just didn't see. And that's always been, that's the case right now. And, I get a lot of emails from folks, texts. I even get calls from people I don't know sometimes. And they're like, well, I just need to know what's going on because it doesn't seem like anything. Trust me, things are going on. We are so huge and we are so involved, and there are so many moving parts that it is just, not only is it hard to do, it's hard to explain it. And if you've got issues, that legal doesn't want you talking about, that just complicates things, and it's, I like what Michael Williams says, trust the process. And that's where we are right now.
Right.
We're moving forward at a good clip. And there's certain things that have to happen before we can actually push that button like Mr. MUFAREH wants to do. So, I mean, hang on tight. I don't even know if I answered your question, but I'm telling you, this is an exciting time. Enjoy it while you're here, because years from now, you're going to be talking about it. You're going to be looking back and so, do you remember when? Okay. You take it all in, enjoy it. It's a journey.
Thank you so much, Brother Jeffrey. Thank you. We have panelists here. I'm going to pass it over and call on our queen, who is representing Canada tonight. Queen Sister Jennifer. I know you definitely have something you're dying to bring on board. Please, the microphone is yours, Sister Jennifer. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, I'll be short and sweet like I usually am. But anyway, thanks for coming, Jeffrey. It's nice seeing you again. It's been a long time. Some of the things he touched on, but one of the things I was thinking about today when I was thinking about this topic is what will happen when people have the ability to cover their bills, pay their bills, and then do things that they want to do. Like, for example, I'm just going to focus on education right now. So if people want to go to university but can't for some reason because they can't afford it, and I know in a lot of countries, even here in Canada and the United States, people can't go to university if they can't afford it, or they have to take on massive student loans, and some of them just can't get them. So what would happen if, or when, I'll say when, because they can afford. So we have founders that can now afford to go to school, get university degrees. One of these founders, one of us, could be the person who discovers the cure for cancer. They could be the person who comes up with a great way to clean the ocean. There's so many things that people could have in them that they just can't get to right now because they've got so many other burdens with financial burdens, worrying about paying for their families, worrying for looking after parents. What happens if they don't have to go to work every day and they can spend time with their parents who are aging, or a parent who has Alzheimer's, instead of, not seeing them for, days on end because they have to work? And, now us founders, me, for example, my kids are, at that age where they could go to university, or most of them have, but just say people whose kids are at university age, and they can send their kids to university. Like, can imagine what those kids can accomplish, and kids all over the world that can come up with some great idea. And education is the key. And I just think about all the women in the world, in parts of the world that can't get to, access to education, and now they can use O Academy when that comes out to, get homeschool, get some education, just be successful in life and live up to their full potential. And I guess that's what's really hitting me now is that people will be able to get to their potential and do what they want to do, what they need to do, what they were meant to do, without the burden of having to worry about, putting food on their table or roof over their head, or, paying for, even medical bills that they can't afford. So it would just, people who can't get surgeries or can't, don't go to the doctor and get misdiagnosed because they don't have the money to pay to go see that doctor. So, up here in Canada, we're lucky because we do have universal health care. So we don't necessarily worry about that kind of thing. But I know there's a lot of countries that do. And, I'll tell you, it's really nice knowing that I can go to the doctor and not, have to mortgage my house because I have something wrong with me. And I can, so it's just, and I think everybody in the world deserves to have that peace of mind, that freedom to know that they will be taken care of, their family will be taken care of, their loved ones. Then they can go out into the community and take care of others. And if we can stop a lot of these problems from happening before people get to rock bottom, before people end up out on the street, it's just going to be, it's going to be fantastic. And I can hardly wait for us to just go out there and spread the joy and help humanity. So that's all I wanted to say tonight. So thank you again for having me, and have a good night.
I want to thank you for bringing something up that I failed to mention that we should probably remember. OnPassive was created specifically, right, to take care of its members. In other words, what Mr. MUFAREH wants to do is to make sure that not only do we have enough and have our needs met, not only do we have excess enough to have enough for a rainy day or to make sure that payments are able to be made on time, but he wants us to have more than we need, because when that happens, something funny happens. When you don't have to worry about the mortgage or the food on your table or your kids wearing shoes and all these other things that cloud our heads trying to make a living 9 to 5, 7 days a week, right? When you're not worried about that and now you got extra money, you start thinking about ways you can help. That's human nature. And that's what he says we're all going to be doing. We're going to be making enough so that in our community, the lady next door, personally for me, I mean, she's a foster mom, single mom, foster, 2 kids. I know it's tough for her sometimes, but baby, you wait. When OnPassive kicks in, don't think for a minute that I'm not going to be over there and really help. I've got people in my own neighborhood that need things I didn't even know about. It wasn't until I started dreaming and thinking bigger and went through the neighborhood and I went, wow, I had no idea that I had people in my own neighborhood that were this needy. And this is what it's about. Mr. MUFAREH wants to make sure that we've all got more than enough so that we can then start taking care of those around us. And think about that. 1 million founders or 1.4 accounts or however many, that works out to about 1 founder every 200 square miles on this planet. And if each founder becomes a millionaire with a benevolent heart, that is a benevolent net that is all the way around the globe, lifting the entire humanity. Because now at grassroots level, you got people providing for people. Just, I'm sorry, I'm going to be quiet, but this is, wow.
Thank you, Brother Jeffrey and Queen Jenny. See, your input has sparked another light out of Brother Jeffrey. Did you realize that? Yeah, I'm sure you did, and it's very much welcome. We could not thank you enough, Brother Jeffrey and Queen Jennifer. Yes, you're right to the point. And those issues that you raise, they are universal issues. it's not just in Canada, it's universal, regardless of where we are, and regardless of age, regardless of your social standards, regardless of the shade of your color. You may say you're white, but these whites, they have different shades of color, just as blacks have different shades of colors, and we all blush, huh? Just in case you didn't know that. I just wanted to add that for fun's sake, because I know I was going to call Queen Sister Dr. Patience to share with us what her views are. Please, over to you, Dr. Patience.
Thank you, Mama McCormick. Thank you, Brother Jeffrey. I don't blush, because I don't know you can see my blush if I do. Queen Jennifer, wow, thanks. Brother Jeffrey, you actually have given us the genesis from unpassive, from the Genesis to Revelation, okay? The Genesis as what is unpassive to the revelation, how it's going to help and change our life. And with that, we talk about ecosystem, which is what a complex network, right, of interconnected systems. Then you talk about the digital ecosystem, what it is, the interconnection of information technology resources, right, in one functional unit. In unpassive, it's our ecosystem, where we talk about our product, talk to each other, their API programming integrated. And now we talk about how unpassive is going to change us founders, change businesses. I think last time I shared that a typical business online, the person will be going to multiple places, and Mama McCormick said, oh, I've experienced that, to get different product for different things. Product for domain, product for hosting domain, product for creating domain, product for email, all over the place. And they don't talk to each other. It can make business very frustrating, right? Then it can be costly as well. But we have our ecosystem, one spot, single sign-on, everything is there. And you made us understand that if we don't have it and you need it, we're going to have it, because we have the innovation lab. Anything you think about, unpassive is going to give it to you, because that's unpassive way, plenty, abundance. And so that is that part of our products and all what it has to do. Yes, so my angle that I want to bring in today is unpassive will help a lot of us to take away that fear of scarcity, the fear of what tomorrow will bring. And through the abundance, we could be the one that could do what? Save one child to drown in the Red Sea. Save one person to die in the Amazon forest because they're trying to go and look for greener pasture. We know the story all the time. And again, we could be the one, not us founders only, that through our abundance, yes, will help us to dream bigger. It's true. When somebody have abundance, they can start thinking. And the people that have gone in this journey on passive, our mindset has been developed. So some people did not have that to dream. But let me tell you, because of the journey on unpassive, which you've narrated, they started having the ability to dream. And you're right, in the abundance of a lot of people that can dream, in that abundance, they can go out there and really uplift humanity. Like we founders and affiliates will have the ability through our abundance to go out there and maybe educate the next president, the next great leader. Because we're going to be educating great leaders and not corrupt leaders, because we have that mindset. We have that tool. People are corrupt because they feel cheated. That's why they're corrupt, to supposedly get what they want. But once we have that mindset of abundance, why we want to be corrupt? We might be the next, we might train the next great surgeon, the next philosopher, the next educator. We might save life for people drowning, save people from drinking poor, dirty water, clean environment. Our person can do a lot, even for the government. Save trafficking, human trafficking. For businesses, as I've just said, a lot of overhead. For us, individuals using the internet, our ecosystem, because of the security and the ethical value of it, we can secure our data. I can go to the internet. Trust me, I cannot send my children in the internet through Enjoy and don't worry, because I know they'll go and get the right stuff. They will not be exposed to things that they shouldn't be exposed to. So, Brother Jeffrey, thanks for sharing, because there's a lot. And basically, do you know what it means to have time in your hand and don't worry about money? And if you have dreams, to go out there, as Sister Jennifer was even saying, out there and do what you as founders. Let's bring it back to us. I have a lot of dreams, a lot of things that I wanted to study, but I had to hold on because I had to send my own kids to school, send my numerous adopted children to school, because I didn't have the abundance to do that for myself. So that time freedom, financial freedom, and then the tools. We're going to be using the tools and making money out of it. Who does that? So unpassive is just a brilliant process for us to come out there and really help humanity. As I've talked about the government, how it will help the world. How will it help the world? As I said, it's going to help the world again, how? By stopping kids to go and drown. Oak Academy, they can have good education, quality education at the comfort of their zone, because me, you, us on Pacifians have gone there and touched their life and provide them that resources to get that what their heart desire is. So Jeffrey just said, one person made us to do was start thinking. They start looking at your own environment. You start seeing people that are needy, that you did not see in the veil of your struggles. But this veil will be taken out, and we'll not have that veil in front of us anymore, because scarcity put that veil. It put a veil. Let me tell you, scarcity put blinders and a veil that you don't see because you're afraid to see. Because especially you have a soft heart, you don't want to see and cannot do. But let me tell you, Unpass will take away that veil and that blind spot, and you can see even with your peripheral views, and you'll be able to go out and touch life. Thank you, Sir Jeffrey. That is what Unpassive is going to do, and that is how we, Unpassivian and Brand Ambassador, are going to take this mantle and shake the world and say, we are here not just for good digital viable products, but a company with a heart, and that's that heart, me and you. Thanks. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Queen Sister Dr. P. Wow. Wow, I had a reason for calling you first before Dr. Benny, because I knew you had something special. Yes, let's eliminate the fear of the unknown. And when we eliminate the fear of the unknown, what happens? Our dreams will come true. And no more humans drowning in the oceans trying to cross to get to greener pastures from where they were born. Thank you so much. And that could be done through several forms, which you've already shared. So at this stage, I'm going to call on Queen Sister Dr. Benny, our panelist, who is going to speak before I pass the microphone over to Engineer Mike. Over to you, Queen Sister Dr. Benny. The microphone is yours, sis. Yes, yes, Dr. Smiley.
Oh, greetings. All right. To tell the truth, I just want to take this moment to thank our King Brother Jeffrey for accepting our invitation. Thank you, Papa. Thank you so much. I will say magnificent presentation as well. I want to thank my panelists here, Queen Dr. Pat, Queen Debbie, Queen Jennifer, and our King Engineer Michael. Thank you all for giving me this opportunity. But before I proceed, you guys know what I have to say first, right? I want to take this special moment to thank our Heavenly Father. He brought Brother Jeffrey to all of us. Thank you, Brother Jeffrey. I want to thank our Heavenly Father for bringing someone to us, our visionary. But thanking our Father is because we all know that not everybody wakes up in the morning. People don't know the importance of prayers. You have to pray every morning when you wake up, when you're going to bed, when you're eating, when you're stepping out of the house. we just thank God for everything that he has done. But he did something. He sent our visionary to all of us. This particular visionary, he decided to share his vision to you and I. He does not discriminate. He loves you and I. But his main reason of sharing this vision is because he loves humanity. And one thing that he stated, he made a statement, as you guys know, that he is not afraid of anything. Our CEO is not, because he made this statement, either I do or I die. Is there any other CEO that will say such a thing? It's because the force is talking to him every day. You know that he doesn't even sleep. He's always on the show or somewhere. That man doesn't sleep. But he loves all of us and he does not discriminate. And again, he made a statement. He wants you and I, all of us, to work as a family. And I'm waiting for that to happen. Anyway, based upon our ecosystem, we do understand that our ecosystem comprises of all our solutions. It has a lot. And you guys know that we do have more than 50 solutions, products, solutions, and more will be coming. You guys do understand that since our CEO doesn't sleep, he thinks, he wants to find out whether the federal government all over the globe, financial institution, health, education, what do they want? What do they need? So by him thinking, he will make sure that he communicates with his dream teams, all right? Again, with his tech department, and they will work out whatever. And what I have noticed is that there are some, the government or the federal government, state government, they are clients, right? They're going to be our clients. So they're going to tell our CEO what they want. Now, they are going to sit together. Our CEO will sit together with his dream teams and they will work things together. You know that the developers are there. The quality assurance are there, right? Quality assurance with the testers, right? The designers, developers, quality assurance, they will sit together and work together. But you guys know that at the end, the quality assurance, if the quality assurance say, okay, everything is okay, then that will be the time that our CEO will say, as you guys know that he's a perfectionist, he is going to check to find out whether it's real. But if something gets wrong, quality assurance, they'll be in trouble because they are the one that they are testing it, right? By the way, we are testing the products as well. Is there any other company that will allow you to do that? Anyway, let me begin. The ecosystem is the central hub for the paradigm shift. The future reach 360 degrees of the ecosystem at the tips of your fingers. Artificial intelligence, as our brother Jeffrey stated, it is the most transformational technologies of our time. It has the potential to reshape what? Our lives, just like you said, work and interact with the world around us. OJONGTAMBIA is a global company that leverage the artificial intelligence technologies to build fully autonomous and software solution. The organization recently announced the launch of its new digital ecosystem, or the OJONGTAMBIA ecosystem. On this unique platform, users can register for access of what? The digital solutions, subscriptions through the software as a service, just like Brother Jeffrey says, business model. So the ecosystem is a multi-platform hub for businesses as a relation. It is a one-stop shop destination to simplify what? The complexities of business intelligence with what? Artificial intelligence. So the primary mission of this tech ecosystem is to provide what? A wide range of all the artificial intelligence products and the solutions to transform the global enterprises. So it also helps clients, as I stated before. Those our clients can be what? It can be our federal government, our state government, financial institution, health, and the rest, right? It will help the clients and the customers now to achieve what? The better operational efficiency through what? Revolutionary digital transformation and the product automation strategy. But after a successful registration into the ecosystem, users can access it free products. We do have free products, right? OMail, ONet, OTrim, and the rest. So a future rich 360 ecosystem at the tip of your fingers. It transforms what? Your business with the exceptional products suited and equipped in multiple functionalities. Now, the centralized ecosystem, right? It is designed to really provide users easy access to what? To devise suite of intelligence solution, which include what? The free premium products upon a successful sign up. Now, artificial intelligence is everywhere in any digital age. Artificial intelligence as well as the human intelligence, they do operate together to deliver various solutions at the technology forefront. The global market of the artificial intelligence size, it is being anticipated of 411.8 million by 2025. So, but the best application, right? Development leaders have embraced the artificial intelligence. As you guys know, that artificial intelligence has come, and I don't think it will ever go away. So it will embrace the artificial intelligence as an undeniable part of their progress in bringing up the apps of the ecosystem. Well, I am going to stop at this moment, but I really want to take this moment again to thank each and everyone, to let each and everyone know that we do have our company, or let me just say our ecosystem. We have what? Viable and legitimate products or legitimate solution. So the viability means that it is necessary, right? That all the clients, everyone all over the globe, they do need our solution, and they will be happy based upon, since our CEO hired the most talented employees in the world, we are going to be marketable, and everyone all over the globe will love our products, because our products are what? Organic. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you, Dr. Benny. There's a reason why you came up at this time, because you always will praise the overall person who created all of us. I'm not going to say anything other than that. And that observation you had for humanity and everything else is just outstanding. Thank you. We appreciate that so much. We appreciate you. And I'm not going to hold anyone any longer. I'm going to call on our one brother who made sure that this forum, this platform is available to us, and who made sure that every Tuesday and every Monday, no, every Tuesday and every Thursday, we have to be here to educate our viewers, who are most of them 99.99% founders and global ambassadors. We're here to share our views with them. It's none other than Brother King Michael OJONGTAMBIA. The microphone is yours, bro. Do what you do best And thanks again once more for bringing Brother Jeffrey to us today.
Hello. Thank you, everybody. My big bro Jeffrey. I don't know what I can always ever say, but like when I go to places and I meet with him, I always say, "Oh, he has said everything, so why should I say?" Right? He always has a lot of knowledge to share with us. I just want to appreciate you, big bro. Your wisdom, the way you bring it to us. I really appreciate you. Actually, when I joined Unpassive, the same thing. I went to the back office. Your videos, Michael Ellis's videos, Matthew Degamo's videos, Red Reference videos, Charles Osong's videos. That's where I learned a lot, and I just kept on going till where I am today. So it is because of you people who were already in there that I got the inspiration from you all, learned, and I am where I am today because of your wisdom that I can share with you people. Then from time to time, separate discussions with you in the background, and the knowledge that you people see impact in me, I really appreciate it. If I don't really understand something, I won't let you go until I understand it. So thank you for always being there. If you people don't know, again, I was doing something that I called like a product review in French and English. My big brother Jeffrey Morlock was the person who did all those slides. Then I just took it. He said, "Oh yeah, do some modifications and do it, put it in their own way. You want the way you want it." So I just want to thank you. We did all the products in French and English in my webinars that used to be on Sunday. Yeah, so I want to thank you, big bro. I appreciate you. I will. Even people don't do, I do. You know that all the time. And I'll always tell people that is what you did for me. And also, if you go to his channels, you will get a ton of knowledge. Okay. Go to his channels. It's not like, like people say, "Oh, wow, you know this, you know." No, no, no. It's not everything. You can't know everything. So just stay in his channel for 30 minutes. I can learn something that I can impact that knowledge to the other people as well. So that is the reason those YouTube channels are there for us. If somebody come and ask you, "Oh, what's Unpassive?" If you cannot explain, you say, "Oh, go to Brother Jeffrey Mollock's website, YouTube channel. You will see there. Go to Dr. Patience. Go to Dr. Benny's. Go to my own. You will see all the information there, right?" So I just want to thank you, my brother. So for the topic for today, he has said everything, like I said, bringing in on, he first defined Unpassive for all of us. Then he went to show how Unpassive will impact our lives. And he went now to show how Unpassive will impact the rest of the world, which is your extended family, your neighbors. He was just telling us a story about his neighbors. Can you imagine? Now, let me bring it this other way. I will always talk and goes right straight to Africa, okay? So the reason I go to Africa most of the time is because if you know in the history, Africa is where all the resources in this world is coming from. Natural resources. Every natural resources, 99% of them are coming from Africa. You know that. So I always talk and go to Africa because that is my heart. Okay. Now, yesterday, but some days ago, like it ended, I think on Saturday or Friday or something, the African leaders, they had a summit with the president of Russia. One thing he did for them, he decided to uplift all their debt. He said, "Oh, you don't owe us." I've forgotten how the total amount is, but the most important thing is not the amount, it's what he did, the gesture that he did. I saw all the presidents of the countries that are in war, the Mali, the Burkina Faso, and also Cameroon. Their presidents were there talking on plans. South Africa president, everybody was there, talking. Now, if you go, the African Union, which used to be called Organization of African Unity before, it's called now AU, African Union. They have an agenda that they are working on. They had this agenda since 2005, okay? And it is called Agenda 2063. So these are things that they are supposed to be executed, projects that are supposed to be executed year 2063. I with my eye as an engineer, I with my eye as an Umbrasivian, I with my eye like an African, I with my eye like a humanitarian. When I look at all that agenda, I see and I look at it 2063. Most of us here will not be around at that time. If you look at the calculation very well, we're already old people, right? So get to know. So, but before we leave it to our kids, we need to impact them with something. So my drive, okay, my drive is to work with any other people that I will select, or people that have the same interest with me or like me. We will go through and see it into. So with this ecosystem of unpassive, once the Africans understand what this is all about, we can change the history. We can rewrite that history of 2063 to a different date, which is closer. You know why? Because this is a platform that Mr. MUFAREH has created for us that we can use, okay, to execute. We can use to achieve those goals. So this is like a crusade for us Africans. This is like a crusade for us. I mean, people who will watch this in 10 years, 20, 15 years to come, this is for you. Let's take on this. Remember that this platform, our impassive ecosystem, is a solution to our progress in Africa. Everybody is talking now. They call Africa the global West. Okay. So if you look at it, no, global South. Okay.
Global South. Global
Yes.
South, Engineer
Global
Mike.
South. Thank you, Mama Debbie. She knows that very well because she's into the United Nations. So the global South, if we get into all this, we can use this platform to change that history, that narrative. So how can we do this, and how will we be able to do this? If I go to that Agenda 26, people who want to take a look about on it, write to me or wherever, contact me, check on your leaders. I'll give you the document and you'll see. The first of the agendas or the projects there is that one that is in my heart, roads, regional integration of roads. They want to build roads, fast train roads in Africa. If you people remember, I had been talking about this for some number of years now to our CEO, and he even called it to say, "Oh no, I gave a very long name." He said, "No, let's cut it short." And he coined it Africa. Okay, he coined it to say, "Oh, we will call it Africa." So if I went to this Agenda 2063 and I saw that they're talking about the fast train, I'm like, oh wow, this is something that we have already been discussing about it. So it is for us to take into our hands now to use this platform on passive ecosystem to get these objectives done through our OBLES product or OBLES solution. Now, that is one. The other thing, if you go through that Agenda 2063 again of the AU or Africa Union, it tells you about they want to get a global village schooling that everybody can school wherever you are, because a lot of people have that problems. They want to leave Africa to go and study somewhere else. But guess what? The visas are not forthcoming. You apply for a visa and they'll tell you proof of return. That when you finish school, you need to go back to your country. They refuse you the visa. So if we have this global school, which is through Academy, so many Africans will benefit from that. So when I look at this, the project Agenda 2063, I just rub my heart. I'm like, wow, yes, I got this, right? So all of us who have that dream, who have that spirit to help, there is a word. Our big brother told us here, with the benevolence of our hearts. It's not by force. You need to be devoted. You need to be dedicated to do all these things, right? You can't, nobody will force you, but you, with the benevolence of your heart, like our CEO, right? We will be able to achieve these goals. Guess what? We will go places, we will talk to the power that be, and we will see how this ecosystem will be used judiciously, will be used in a way that we will eradicate poverty and uplift humanity, which is our CEO's goal. So, Mama Debbie, I'm done. Thank you, everybody, for coming. If Brother Jeffrey want to close us again, he can do so. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Engineer Mike, most of all for giving all of us the platform to be able to listen to your observations about everything you just shared with us, and to bring all our guest speakers, and most of all, the latest thing you just shared about the African Union 2063. Yes, we will not be here, but guess what? We have the next generation and the generation after that to cover for us. And most importantly, I want to thank you for making it possible for Brother Jeffrey to be with us tonight. And we're going to give him the last word, because without Brother Jeffrey, I don't know what Unpassive movement will be like. He is one of those key pillars that without him, in the voice of the voicelesses of the forum, it will be quite different. Yes, there are so many people, 1.4 million of us. But if I were to count 10 out of the 1.4, he is one of those 10. So thank you, Brother Jeffrey, for gracing us with your presence today. And please, you have the last word for the night.
Man, you guys are so kind to me. I'm telling you, you just make me feel all some kind of good, you know? Brother Mike, I agree with you. There's a lot of us doing a lot of things, you know, and we're all significant in what we're doing. Our being able to help each other. I mean, you're familiar with the term iron sharpens iron. That's what's going on with the founder and the founder base. And that's why, you know, I've just got to really applaud folks like you that are here on the panel here, and Mike, folks that host webinars like this and do these sorts of things, because that's what it's about. I mean, that's what Unpassive is all about. You know, this is what Mr. MUFAREH's dream was all about, bringing people together and connectivity. You know, I mean, he said early on, it's about, excuse me, connectivity and mutual benefit. That was the first thing out of his mouth in 2018, saying we're making a new business, and it's not about separation. You know, it's about connecting people, and it's not about products and profit. It's about doing what's right and lifting humanity, and that's what everybody's doing. So it's not. I mean, it tickles my ears to hear you guys talk about me and one of the top 10. I'm not sure how you arrived at that kind of math, but I am flattered. But it's a movement, and it's beautiful. Yeah, I'm telling you what, the world is changing. The world is changing. It's not going to look the same after 2024. Next year, after next year, I mean, you've got so many changes coming down the pipe, global changes. I mean, you've got governments that are falling. You know what? There's a prophetic word going out about Africa and the UK, Australia. I mean, globally, you're not going to recognize those countries in 75 years. And in Africa's case, that's phenomenally good. You guys, wow. Africa in 75 years is going to be the place where everybody wants to be. And I know that sounds like a mouthful, but mark my words. And Debbie, I plan on being here in 50 years. So I'm going to live to be 150. That's what I keep telling my wife. So I'm going to be here when this stuff is happening, you know. But on passive is, you know, the timing on passive is absolutely, we might not be there early. We're not going to be late. We are where we need to be. And on passive is here. I will hesitate to say on passive is going to be here to pick up the pieces when things really start going south, because we're going to have a little bit of a dark time. But we don't need to. I mean, if you've got a good heart and you love God and you're doing what's right, you're going to be okay. Those people that aren't so much like that, look out. I'd repent if I were you. But the short of it is, we're all in on passive. Every one of us that are founders are in, and anybody watching this has got to be in. And if you're in, you're going to win. It's as simple as that. So reach out to your fellow man, your fellow woman. Reach out, be a part, enjoy the journey, love each other, and aim for that, because that's what it's about. That's what's going to give you the impetus to move forward with your life personally and with your life with those around you. And it's going to cause things to happen in your life that resonate with you and bring the right people to you so that you can be doing things and following your passion. That is what it's about. And on passive, Mr. MUFAREH in particular has given us the platform. So it doesn't matter what your passion is. There's something there that you can grab hold of and use to propel you and to perpetuate your life into that loving abundance that we all want. And it's going to allow you the opportunity to help those around you to do the same thing. So my hat is off to each and every one of you here, even the people that come here and listen. You are engaged and you are in it and you know what's going on. And I'm telling you what, you couldn't be in a better place. And it may seem like it's taken a little while. It's been a minute, but you know what? Enjoy it, because you're going to be talking about this and you're going to have kids talking about this. So thank you so very much. I have so much appreciated this. Mike, Deborah, all of you, I will complete, I'm hoping by tomorrow night, I will complete the video that I'm doing. I'm making a full PowerPoint presentation with it, and it'll have all this information on it that we went through tonight. And you'll have the PowerPoint available to you and the script available to you, and you do with it whatever you want. So thank you so very much. I appreciate each and every one of you.
Wow, that's amazing. Thank you so much, Brother Jeffrey. Thank you so much for gracing us with your presence tonight. Thank you, Queen Jennifer. Thank you, Queen Sister Dr. Patience. Thank you, Queen Sister Dr. Benny. And thank you to Brother King Engineer Mike. And thank you most of all to all our live viewers and those who will be viewing this, our children and great-grandchildren in the next life when we are long gone. We appreciate you. We love you. And we're going to say we are in it to win it as we end today's webinar. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
We are in it
We are
to
in
win
it
it.
We are
win
in it
it.
to win it.
You
And
need
we
to
have
win it.
already won it.
Win it.
We already won it.
We are on time.